Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's content, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who donated for Extra Life and everybody who just showed up to cheer us on. Our team raised over $7,200 this year, which is, one, it's just completely insane, and two, it's all because of you guys. So I just want to say thank you all so much for your donations. I also wanted to shout out everybody who subbed over the last couple of months. I know content has been a little bit sparse since we moved, but we still have a chance to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year, so let's see if we can make that happen. In today's video, I want to pick up where we left off in the last video. Not the Extra Life video, but the one right before that one. As you're all probably aware of by now, we moved across the country back to Wisconsin. And if you've tuned into any of my live streams, or if you were here for Extra Life, or you watched the Extra Life video, you've probably seen that I am in a new studio. What I want to do is just give you a quick tour around the studio, show you some things that have changed, talk about why they've changed. And I'm not going to be doing like a house tour or anything like that, not yet at least, and I'll address that in a later video. The first thing I'll start off with is the computer equipment. I don't know if we drove through an EMP or something like that on our way here from Arizona, but I had a lot of equipment failures, and yeah, so let's just go over there and start talking about what happened. In the corner over here, we have the streaming rig that is on the left, and then the gaming PC here that is on the right. And the streaming rig is okay, but the gaming PC had some really strange issues. I couldn't get it to boot, and then, eventually I just replaced the power supply. It turns out that the old power supply was toast after I ran it through my tester. And so, yeah, ended up replacing with an EVGA Supernova 1300 watt power supply. And everything's been rock solid since then. Well, at least in terms of powering the PC on. Something was still broken even after I got the power back on. The PC was just really slow, and it would just, I don't know, it just like shut off after a while. It was just doing some weird stuff. So I went into the BIOS to see if I could figure out anything that was wrong with it. And something that I noticed was that the temps were getting really hot. The CPU temps were getting really hot. And so the fans were operating just like they were supposed to, but what I noticed is that the pump for the AIO had stopped running altogether. So I don't know if that was from something separate, or if when the power supply took itself out, if it also ended up taking out the AIO. So either way, I had to replace the AIO. So you probably won't be able to see it very well, but the AIO I decided to go with was the Corsair iQ H100i. So you can see the water block there, and yeah, you can't really see the radiator or the fans up there, but that's what I replaced it with. And after replacing both of those parts, the gaming rig is happy as a clam. So let's go take a look at the sim rig, and we'll talk about all the changes over there. So on the sim rig setup, not much to see over here, but with the PC that we have over here, I actually had an SSD that died and also one spinner that died. So I just ended up putting in like a 2 terabyte spinner, just so right now I have something in there, and I can install some games on it. I haven't really decided like what I'm gonna do with this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna upgrade it, replace it, all that good stuff. So I've still got some stuff to figure out for that. So going over here to the screen, you might notice that it got a little bit bigger. And that is because I replaced the 43-inch TV with a 55-inch. Now, this is a TV that we already owned, but it's kind of a weird story. So what ended up happening was this TV here was in our bedroom, and for some reason, we would lose sound on it just randomly. Like, it would happen like maybe once a month or something like that. And you'd have to physically unplug the TV and plug it back in order to get the sound back on. Well, because it was kind of annoying and we already took the TVs apart and moved them anyway, I was like, well, I don't need the sound from the TV for the sim rig, so let me replace the sim rig TV with this one, and we'll put the smaller one in our bedroom. So now we've got working sound in the bedroom TV, and I've got this one, which is a little bit bigger for the sim rig, so it worked out really well. So you might have already noticed them, but I also bought these really way overkill speaker stands for basically all those surround speakers for the sim rig. They work really good, but like I said, they're way overkill. Although it is pretty pretty good in the event that, you know, they're big enough. So if I ever have to replace the speakers on this thing, I definitely have, you know, more than enough space on these things. And these actually work really good. So I bought a pair for our TV room as well, because we have a surround sound setup out there, and yeah, they just look really good and they work really well. This is also probably a good segue into the actual speakers I'm using. So I know I've talked about these before, but they're just like Logitech surround speakers. We can probably see the subwoofer hiding under there. Turns out the amp on the sub is bad. And so this speaker channel right back here, not very good. And these need to be replaced at some point. So I don't know, I'll have to start looking at speaker systems now. If you have any speaker suggestions that are like sub $300, let me know, because right now, you know, to replace those with like another Logitech 5.1 surround set, the ones I was looking at were about $300. So if you have any cheaper suggestions, let me know. I'm open to ideas. I actually forgot one more thing while I was over here. You might notice that the table under there is new. That was just an IKEA table that I bought. IKEA coffee table. Works really well. You know, I got my computer, the 3D printer, and then 2 PlayStation consoles underneath. So yeah, that should be, you know, way better than the other one that I had there, which is now actually the one that is housing the gaming rig and the streaming rig. So the last addition that I kind of wanted to talk about was this glass floor mat here. I actually have one for my work desk, and then I also have the one over here for my gaming desk. They actually work really good. I was very surprised that how well they work. They do slide around a little bit, but that's partially my fault. I know I could put some, they come with like little rubber sliders you can kind of like put in the corners and stuff like that, but then you see them through the glass, and I think just having the glass there looks much nicer. So that's on me, but yeah, otherwise they work really good. So I can't complain too much about that. Like usual, if you're interested in any of those items, I'll have some links down in the description. Feel free to check it out, or don't. It's up to you. I don't care. That is pretty much it for this video, everybody. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got some awesome content coming out, even in over the next couple weeks. We still have a chance to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so let's see if we can get that done. Remember to drop a like if you enjoyed this video, hug your friends and family, and we'll see you in the next one.